How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Grip Lock Foundation Disc Golf's weekly podcast. I'm Hunter, joined as always by Trevor, Konner, and Silas.
That was the best intro ever recorded.
No, I get much faster than that.
No, I think I've heard it faster.
Yeah, come on, Trev.
Never
Wake
mind,
up.
I'm dumb.
We got a lot to talk about. There was a super important disc golf tournament this weekend.
Super important.
There was also the Disc Golf Pro Tour Match Play Championship. We also had some off-season rumors and news to kind of go through. We have an update on Aaron Gossige's USDGC take.
Oh, this is juicy.
From last
that's
week.
spicy.
Remember, I was like,
Very
there's
juicy.
got to be more to this story. I have the more to the story.
Yeah.
Very juicy.
So then we'll do it in the bag and wrap up the show. So a lot of fun stuff to be had. But first, a quick word from our sponsors. Today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped. It's time to talk about stepping up your grooming game. The face-shaving products from Manscaped are the ultimate grooming tools designed to deliver precision and comfort. Sleek, easy-to-use devices. Whether you're looking for a trim, a shape-up, a detailed touch-up, Manscaped's face-shaving products are built to handle shaving your face with ease. Crafted for efficiency and the perfect addition to your grooming arsenal, you can use our code GRIPLOCKED for 15% off your entire order over at manscaped.com. The Handyman is a sleek, powerful, compact face shaver that helps guys ditch the mess. Cordless and designed for convenience, it easily fits into a bathroom drawer or slips into an overnight gym bag for easy grooming on the go. It's engineered with a unique dual blade system featuring a standard foil shaver and a long hair trimming blade to handle up to 3 days of beard growth. What's even better is the Handyman comes equipped with skin-safe technology designed to help reduce nicks and cuts for the perfect clean shave. And on top of that, it's waterproof, which makes cleanup a breeze. Just give it a rinse and you're good to go. Whether you're grooming newbie or a seasoned pro, the Handyman is the perfect upgrade for your grooming regimen. And the Rocket Man is a special edition colorway featuring
Rocket
gold
Man.
and black,
Rocket
but
Man.
limited quantities available in this colorway, so you need to act fast. Join over 12 million men who trust Manscaped and upgrade to the Handyman Rocket Man. Use our code GRIPLOCK for 15% off your entire order at manscaped.com. Again, that's 50% off with code GRIPLOCK at manscaped.com. Don't forget to upgrade your grooming game with Manscaped today.
I think my only complaint about my Manscaped beard shaver is it turned my beard orange.
That's a joke.
Yeah, my beard is just orange, guys.
He's a redhead.
It's the color of my hair.
That was
That's a tough one.
crazy.
Con.
I didn't feel like it was a tough one.
Well, you know what? Let's actually, while we're talking to Con and about potential tough ones, why don't we start off with the new segment, Con's Couch?
Oh, okay.
Right,
wow, we're starting out with it.
Yeah, you know,
I kind of
felt-
hoped
it
some
felt
people
right.
had clicked off first. Well,
They have now.
Yeah, they
just
have
kidding.
now, the Con haters. Okay, so welcome to Con's Couch. Take a seat with me on Con's Couch as we enter this new phase of life together. Basically, Con's Couch is going to be a segment where I bring up any random disc golf fact of the week. Okay, it could be about anything, plastic players, you name it. So today is going to be
players.
plastic players.
conspiracy?
Yes,
Wow.
they're Barbie disc golfers.
Oh.
So the one today that I have is one that I actually learned from one of our Heiser Club members, Josh Alcock. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, for those of you who watch our channel, you might know a disc that I have that is a Neutron Soft Envy. It is orange with a red rim. You guys remember that disc? Well, that one is uncharacteristically overstable, very overstable for a Envy period. And so I'd always told people, well, in Neutron Soft Plastic, they're just crazy overstable. I learned why. Okay, so it's an old Neutron Soft Envy that has to do with the way that MVP or Streamline used to do their plastics and molding. So the way that they used to do it, which they have changed since then, they used a certain red plastic that cooled quicker, I believe, than the other plastic. So what would happen is if you had the red plastic in the rim, then the plastic would cool quicker, causing the parting line to raise.
That's
So
great fact.
that is why that Neutron Soft one I have with a red rim, it is the old, like before they fixed it. So it has a red rim that cooled quicker, causing the parting line to raise. So it is actually a more overstable disc. It's not just the plastic. It's like the mold technically changed a little.
You undersold yourself. That's a very
That's
interesting
fascinating.
fact. And I think you'll have trouble topping that.
Yeah,
I think I will
That was
too.
very interesting.
What's
Thank
funny
you.
is you've always heard
Shout out
like,
Josh Alcock.
like the big brand recently, semi-recently,
The
that was
color
like the
stuff.
color was intense. Was
That's like the first actual reasoning I've heard behind a color.
well, because
being
Discmania
different.
was the one of like
the FDs.
FDs, like the
greens.
sea line green ones are so overstable, and the
Yeah.
purple ones are more neutral, whatever. And I talked to Jesse at Trash Panda forever ago, and that was the thing. And I was like, because he was the only person in the like plastic manufacturing space I knew, and I was like, why is this a thing? And he had basically said that his best guess was to like add the colorant in, a lot of times you have to add other things alongside the colorant. I might be butchering this because it's been years since we talked about it, but a lot of times you had to add something alongside the colorant to get that color to pop or to act the way it was supposed to. And so his best guess was basically whatever they had to add alongside the green colorant is what made it made the parting line raise during cooling. So it's probably a similar thing of like whatever they had to use in the red outer rim at that point made it dry faster, that made it whatever. Because another interesting thing alongside plastics, and I've never been able to verify this, I just heard it from a very reliable source that was a player, so not a manufacturer.
Yeah.
But they always told me that the difference between your premium plastic is just how much color is added in. Like from your champ
what
or Z
is what is
to
the color?
Like Star or
is
ESP.
Is it a dye, like a liquid dye?
Now you're asking
or?
above my pay grade.
Like,
You've already asked me.
I'd love to know
more
how
than
they
just
color
a dye.
If
the
you ask
plastic.
like a few more questions,
Because obviously it
you're gonna
changes
have
the
to go into
character.
the protected. What is it? Witness
The witness
protection
protection.
program.
Obviously, it changes a little bit of the characteristics of the feel of the plastic as well. So I'd imagine it's more than just a dye that they dump in there. But who knows? I mean, a dye would change consistency, which could change everything. When you're, what we do know about disc making is it seems really precise the way everybody explains it to us. So I would bet that any little change probably. I mean, because like think about the moisture content. Like they put them in these dryers because
they
if you
talk
have
about,
any
like,
moisture, you get the air bubbles and whatnot. So
They talk about there's some manufacturers that like the humidity in their warehouse isn't controlled, and so that can change drastically run to run.
yep.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Anyways,
Well, last little tag of Con's
there's
Couch
more.
is that if you're watching, you might be able to see there are now patches behind me per request of Silas. Made this shot look a lot better. If you would like to send in your patch to be put on Con's Couch wall, then I will put your patch on there. So send it to our store, and I'll put your patch on the
as
wall.
long as it's family friendly.
I will use discretion.
Well, yeah, I just was
Of
making
course.
sure.
It's a good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
I just figured I'd throw that out
Maybe
there
I'll put,
before-
if it's not family friendly, I'll put it behind the couch.
We had a
under it.
ludicrous disc golf sticker show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the warehouse, and I looked at it. I was like,
wild.
Jason, what is this? He's like, oh, it just came with something. I was like, have you looked at it? He's like, no. And I was like, there's nudity all over this thing. He's like,
no.
what? And so we threw it away.
Yeah, it was vile.
Obviously.
It was
Yeah.
vile.
Okay, some off-season rumors and news. Not a lot of like official stuff has happened, but Bob Giulio went on the Upshot podcast, which is Ultiworld's disc golf podcast, and did an interview there. And in it, there was a few little interesting tidbits to take away. The first thing was he hinted at 2 to 3 players leaving Discraft. Now, he didn't necessarily hint at them being elite team members, but given the context of the conversation, it felt like that's what he was hinting
What
at.
context does, Hunt?
Well, it was more just that's what they were talking about, a lot of like how you're evaluating these bigger contracts. And shortly after, he was like, a lot of times we have such good relationship with those players that you can kind of tell before you ever go into contract negotiation if they're staying or if they're leaving.
Yeah.
And then he said, like, for instance, this year, I think there's going to be 2 or 3 that we'll probably be leaving with on good terms. Like, it's probably...
Well, let's play.
So-
So are we going to play the speculate game?
Well, we can.
Okay.
We also have a little bit of Ultiworld speculated some for us. So I wanted to bring their speculation to the table.
I've got to say something. You go ahead, say your thing, and then I'll mention something about this player.
Okay. I wanted to just... Her arms. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew exactly where you're going.
Oh my!
I think
gosh,
we're about to talk
bro.
Holland Hanley, and she must be hitting the gym with Ezra
Holland
Aderholt.
Hanley is a gym rat because the picture of her was she. Look at this picture.
Oh my God.
How did you get that so fast?
cow,
Yeah,
dude.
look at her. What the heck?
Pythons, like unbelievable arms.
What's weird is
Oh
maybe
my-
she's just never flexed after a tournament because like I've never
Well,
noticed
a
that.
lot of people that have like good biceps, if you're not just walking around, and I mean, you can tell with her frame. She honestly, I wonder if she was a competitive swimmer. She has like the swimmer frame, but a lot of times the biceps don't really pop until you want them to. But dude, Holland Hanley,
Yeah, they posted that picture.
Impressive physique. She definitely is lifting for sure.
Hey, you think Brody's seen that picture?
No idea.
Because it would be funny on the off-season podcast to just show her arm, like just from the orange sleeve over.
Whose arm is this?
And
Oh,
say,
that's funny.
guess the arm.
Dude, I would
That's
never
funny.
in a billion years.
That's what I'm saying. If you crop that, like
Legitimately,
That's a
like,
great
I don't know
idea.
that
You
I would
should.
guess Ezra because Ezra's arms are just ridiculous. But like, I would be thinking very long and hard about what other MPO player is like insanely in shape.
Yeah.
those are real. It's. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I saw that picture. I was like, what the heck?
What was funny is the pictures on my Instagram. And I was just scrolling, like reading comments because people had said like, "Oh, this." We'll talk about this in match play. Like, "Oh, this is the decider for Player of the Year because it was Holland versus Missy."
Oh,
and so I was
so
reading those comments.
Those votes are in.
And then I started seeing people be like, holy pythons or welcome to the gun show and stuff like that. I was like, what? And I scrolled back up. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, it looked photoshopped. Crazy. Anyways, Ulti World on the upshot, they were talking and they seemed to almost be expecting a Holland Handley move from Discraft. And their logic of how they got there.
This is interesting.
The logic of how they got there is basically, we all know Discraft's room is full, right? Both on the MPO and the FPO side. Like, that's not really a surprise. But the logic of how they got there that I think I could get on this train. I don't know if I'm on the train yet, but I could get on this train.
Yeah.
Was essentially Discraft, obviously, their first signature FPO player. Their, like, main marketing focus for years and years was Paige Pierce.
Yeah.
Paige has her own disc line, all of that. You know, they even are releasing the Joy. She has the Joy, the Soul, nope, Soul's not actually hers. The Joy, the Passion, the Drive, the Fierce. There's the 4.
So many good adjectives.
So she has those. So obviously those are the ones where like Discraft has monetary interest in moving her plastic and making sure Paige Pierce is marketed well. Add to that, Paige is kind of back. She actually had a decent season, got herself in contention. You know, there was a little bit of
she's all right.
A bit there where she was like just not ever on coverage at all. Like if you, unless Brody and Ezra were throwing a passion in the practice round, you didn't really hear Paige Pierce's name.
Mm-hmm.
Not true anymore this season. So Paige kind of back in the room. And then the best player in the world this season, according to my opinion and a lot of people's opinion, Missy Gannon. So I would say Missy Gannon is the best player on Discraft's team. So realistically, like marketing effort-wise, Holland Handley would fall to almost third on that list.
Well,
and so Ulti World's opinion and what they were talking about was like Holland, you know, being the points leader and all that, she would be the best FPO player on any other team. If she went to any other team, she could be the focus of their FPO marketing. She could get the marketing she deserves because at Discraft, it's going to be hard to get it because they have Paige Pierce, they have Missy Gannon, they have Valerie Mandujano winning randomly. Like, they have so much that Holland can get kind of muddied out.
Well, what's interesting is if they weren't so monetarily tied to Paige with all the discs and the brand, and she has the history there, if you were to just, like, put these 3 players out in space and say, which one of these do you want to pay? Like, let's say you have a dedicated amount of money that you would allocate to a contract. Which one of these players you want to play? You'd probably pick Holland because she's significantly younger than those other 2 players. And between her and Missy, Missy has earned, like, her spot, but she is pretty similar from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah. And
she's a lot younger and has potentially a way higher ceiling. Missy is probably hit her ceiling, right? Which is a great ceiling to hit. But so I would actually say, you know, I expect Discraft, though. I don't think they would think that way because Missy Gannon has been a part of their team for a while. And I think, like, they are going to give her...
She's the other captain.
Right. They will give her dues, and they probably should. But if you're just thinking, like, who is the better value, it probably is Holland Handley just because of, I mean, I don't know how, I think she's still in her like mid-20s. I could be wrong on that. See if you can find that. But I know Missy and Paige are well into their 30s
31.
now. 31? Okay. Wow. I forget how long we've been doing this because like by the time when she popped onto the scene, she was still like, I guess in her 20s, like in her late 20s, but okay, never mind.
Technically, yes.
That so take it all back.
Well, Missy's what, 34, 35? I need to get a read on this now.
But give me a second here. Calculating.
36. I take half of that take back. I still halfway feel that because she is still significantly younger.
Paige is 34.
Yeah, she is still significantly younger than Missy.
Never mind.
But
that is a bow and arrow shooter. That is 34.
I think Paige is around.
I think Paige is also 34.
Yeah, I mean the Wikipedia has 34.
But they also have the picture of the bow and arrow shooter. So is that?
Good question. I think the image they got wrong, but I think the age is right because I think she is 34.
34.
Yeah, I slightly take that take back, but also she is still significantly younger. I just thought she was a lot younger than 31.
I thought she was older than me, but I wasn't going to stop you mid-take because I wasn't confident in it.
Man, really? I guess she just popped onto this. I mean, because she didn't start playing until like, what, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Like on tour?
Yeah, so she probably just started when she was like 27.
Yeah. I think what happens sometimes is like you grab people's age when they start playing disc golf on tour, and then it just stick like because we don't ever like it's not really a stat we think about very often. Mm-hmm. So they just stick like Gannon Burr will be 19 years old until he's probably 27.
Yeah,
Calvin was kind of that way. I blinked at an Eagle too. Eagle McMahon was the 20-year-old phenom until, I mean, now I think he is literally 29.
AB is still like
Yeah, he's
13
he's
to
either
me
27
because I think
or
about like the videos.
AB is like a year younger
Whenever
than me.
Paul used to post videos of him on his channel of like AB's in the bag whenever he was like a child.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it's
what I still
crazy
think
because
of.
like Gannon obviously is still like truly young, and there are some like young guys. I know Sully is very young as well, but like a lot of our young guns, like AB, I think he's 25 or he'll be 26 probably this year, and like, you know,
This is slightly off topic, but I just have to say something.
31 really surprised me.
I heard something this weekend at our Heiser Club Championship from one of our Heiser Club members, CJ, who bombs. Dude can throw. He's a very good disc golfer. But it made me feel like such an old man because it was like somebody told me that the cool young gun wasn't cool in a young gun anymore because I said that he was like a mini Simon because he looked just like Simon. He was just the way he threw. He had the arm sleeve on. Dude looked just like Simon. And I was like, dude, you're like a mini Simon. Anybody ever called you Mini Simon before? And he was like, no, they don't call me that. He's like, sometimes they call me Mini Gannon. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, you don't want to be called Mini Simon. He was like, Simon doesn't throw far anymore. And then I was like, huh.
Well, first of all, that's wrong.
That was a
I think
lie.
he could still outthrow Gannon. I'm pretty positive of that, or at least get close.
Yeah, he might not. I mean, he throws more conservative.
Yeah, what
golf
you mean by
lines,
that is he
but-
doesn't try to anymore.
Yeah.
because
Well, it just
did it for a
proceeded the
long
rest of the
time.
round
That is
because
a
then I
crazy
latched
thing to
onto
say.
that and continued to compare him to Simon the rest of the round.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of hurt that I was like,
Simon lines don't have any grab anymore. Like,
I don't know.
what's going on?
I don't know. Well, just be clear, he did have a lot of MVP in his bag,
What
so
happened to
he's
our
still being
beautiful
influenced.
So back to Holland. So let's talk Holland first. If Holland was to leave, does it make sense? Does it not? I think the reason it makes sense is this year we've talked about like a lot of players. It's a not doom and gloom, but it's a kind of a dark space if you're one of the like outside the top guys, and especially if you're outside the top and you're on a House of Discs team because there's not really anywhere to go. But if you are one of the top players and you're on Team Discraft, well, now there is places to go. Because in my opinion, what Ultima was talking about, they seem to think that makes the most sense for her is Team Discmania because she's good friends with Ella Hansen, yada, yada, yada. I disagree. I think where Holland
disagrees.
Hanley might actually end up is Latitude 64 because what we saw with Latitude 64 was they were trying to establish this brand with Kristen and Isaac Robinson of like almost a new era of dominance in a certain extent. Not that Isaac is the dominant player, obviously Gannon is, but when it comes to majors, you're always worried about Isaac. And so they were able to like establish this like level of professionalism, prestige with their team. They have the royal line. Like it felt like that's kind of what they're doing. And then Kristen retired. I feel like that's a hole because it's also a hole in their, what they were paying. So as much as Latitude 64 doesn't have money to pay, right? Obviously, we've talked about their financial troubles before and what their financial system actually looks like. We don't know, but they did just free up cap space, if that's how they're looking at it.
Well, does Kristen have a year left on her deal? Because I think she did.
I don't think so. This was a contract year for her. Yeah, it's done.
Oh, okay.
Because that was our story earlier in the year. Is this is a contract year for Kristen? So Kristen's year is done.
If they actually were going to roll that payroll over, or at least use a large chunk of it on an FPO player or any player, I mean, that would be the most sought after location because it'd be like, wow, like there's a good bit of money freed up there. And so, yeah, I mean, that theory makes sense to me. I think it's a matter of, is that the direction they go, or do they target one of the European players, such as an Evelina Salonen?
Yeah.
But Holland has proven to be a better player, at least as of late. So,
I believe Evelina and Henna are both up as well from Innova when we're looking at big FPO move potentially.
I mean, everybody on Innova's up, right? Like, I mean,
Pretty much. They were
their
all
whole team's
1-year
1-year
extension.
deals. Yeah.
Paige Pierce is also up with Discraft, which last time Paige Pierce was up, there wasn't any news. She just randomly appeared on the Ultra
The fact that they
active
just
contract.
gave her a new mid-range in October says to
she's
me
not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Now, other things have happened before, but I don't think she's going anywhere. I'd be shocked. But yeah, I think Holland Hanley could definitely be on the move. So 2 to 3 Discraft players on the move. Let's just consider, for the sake of this, that Holland Hanley's one of them. Where does your mind go for the other ones?
So I think there's like this group of, well, there's one kind of outlier on the elite team, and that's Presnell. And that's a situation, though, where if Presnell, if they would just let him have his spot, like I don't think, if Discraft said they were going to demote him again or whatever, which like he was still like a decent player last year, but obviously he won that major. That's how he got that spot. So if they said they were going to move him down, maybe he would leave on his own accord. But other than that, I don't think he would just leave the Discraft Elite team on his own accord. So I look at a group of players who would maybe think they are worth more and are maybe getting swallowed on that roster. And that group would be James, Goose, and Aderhold.
I think they're all up.
That to me is a triple threat group of, you're going to be second fiddle or third fiddle even at this point, because you got AB is clearly being pushed forward. He's earned a lot of that. And then Paul, guess what? Paul's not going anywhere. That guy's still winning. And so those guys got to kind of fight for the right. Ezra Aderhold just won a Pro Tour. Adam James still winning Pro Tours. Goose is the only one who hasn't, so maybe he would have the least bargaining chips. But those other two are like, hey, we're winners on tour. Like, what, we got to get paid. So I could see any of them playing the market a little bit and being like, we're big names that could demand a bigger paycheck somewhere else. I mean, you look at somebody like Ezra Aderhold especially. Like, I think out of those three, he is the one that could probably move the needle the most. And now that he's also won on the tour, but that's probably the group where it would have to come from.
I agree from that group. My head is, I don't think Discraft's going to let Aderhold walk.
He's valuable. He's valuable for sure.
I think if you look at because I'm going to bring Presnell back in. If you look at the Aderhold, James, Presnell, Goose, I think 2 of those 4 are gone. Okay. If I'm Discraft, I think Ezra Aderhold is head and shoulders above all of the rest as valuable to Discraft.
Right.
And Bob Giulio, when he was talking about contracts, seemed that he was basically looking at each contract individually ROI. And so to me, hearing him talk about that, Ezra Aderhold's the one that I think they're going to keep. And Ezra seems happy. He has the Nukes baby stamp. He's getting stuff all the time.
It all just depends if somebody else would bring a bigger offer to the table.
In my opinion, when I heard this, where my head went is I think Presnell's getting bumped from the elite team because we've seen it happen before. Mm-hmm. I think he's getting bumped because I think they're making room for a Cole Redallen or a Sullivan Tipton. I think they're trying to bring them over from DGA. So I think Andrew Presnell is probably getting the, hey, you did. I don't know. They have certain qualifications for elite team because we just saw Brody Smith get bumped off, last year heading into the year before he obviously didn't tour that much last year. They have qualifications for the elite team of like, hey, you have to earn a tour series. So I don't know if Presnell met it, didn't meet it. I'm not sure. But I could see that conversation happening and Presnell being like, well, I'm a major champion. I'm walking. So I could see Presnell being gone. And the one in my head that it just feels right, that I think is getting swallowed up the most, that probably feels like, whether it's justified or not, they have the most, potential and value, is Aaron Gossage. I feel like Goose is, I think Goose might be gone. Mainly because I think,
any of them could be, yeah.
If I was thinking about this weekend, right? If you look at it, and this is a really tough thing to evaluate, but I think when you're a player, what is hard is you have disc sales, right? And you probably know a rough number of, I sold X amount of discs. But what you don't know is how many of those discs did I sell because I have, we'll just use Gossage as an example because we're using him here, because I have diehard Aaron Gossage fans.
Yeah.
And how many of those discs did I sell because there's diehard discs fans that kind of like me? And so they're like, oh, I'll buy a Goose Zone. But if it was a Goose Harp, they're not buying it.
Yeah.
That's the question that is a risky thing as a player, because
that's why I wouldn't.
In my opinion,
it's more about wanting to have every type of that disc rather than having that person's.
Or
disc.
You're a diehard Ezra Aderhold fan, and Ezra and Aaron are doing videos all the time, and so you kind of like Aaron.
Yeah.
But what I'm scared of if I'm a player is trying to have the realization of that, of like when Paul Macbeth left Innova and went to Discraft. Everyone left Innova and went to Discraft. Mm-hmm. As far as like my bag changed completely. I know Konner's bag changed completely. He's like, the Paul fans left Innova and went to Discraft. But if you don't have that type of command over your fan base, and instead we were diehard Innova fans that liked Paul, then we're not following you. So if that's Gossage, let's just say, that is where it's risky of like, I know I sold this many, I'm going to go try to land a contract with that, and another company's like, well, we can't do guarantee, but we can promise you that many discs, but you got to move them. And then he gets over there, and it turns out a Goose Harp or a Goose MD3, no one's buying because now he finds out like, oh, they were Ezra Aderhold and Paul Macbeth and Anthony Barella and Discraft fans that also liked me.
Yeah.
Not they were Aaron Gossage fans that would buy my disc on anything.
So is that what you're saying? You're assuming about the Gossage situation?
Yes, I think that Gossage moves more plastic than his name alone would move because he's so tied in with Discraft.
I think
there's
basically every player
pretty
on
much
Discraft
yes,
is
but
that
I
way.
think that because of how Gossage has like he's right there, right? He's so close to getting a win. He just has to figure out his mental side down the stretch, pretty much. Like he would have he might have a world championship from 2022 or whatever that was, if he could figure that out, right? And so I feel like he knows his potential and sees like what he could be, and then he sees the disc sales. And so my logic when I'm looking at those players is I think that that's a guy who Discraft sees the other side of the coin, and they see like, oh, I don't know these numbers, but this is just me perceiving it. Like, oh, the Aaron Gossage buzz sells really well, but it's always being bought with an Ezra Hader old nuke and an Ezra Hader old jersey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To where Discraft's like, hey, man, this is all we can offer you. And he's like, I'm worth way more than that. I'm walking. And that's a place where it's like, what is he actually worth in the market? I don't know. But that's where I think Presnell and Presnell and Gossage are gone. Had I not listened to Ulti World and I heard 2 to 3, I would have said my power ranking of gone is probably Aaron Gossage 1, Presnell 2, Adam Hamez would have been 3. Now that I've heard Ulti World, I don't know if they have an outside source or if they're just speculating, but their speculation makes a lot of sense. I think I would still say I think Gossage is gone. I think Presnell's probably gone, and I'll put Handley as my third probably gone. If we're going 2 to 3, like Julio was hinting at.
The interesting thing is, like with all these players, like you mentioned, moving plastic is how a lot of these players get paid, and if these players like they have to have some clue of the market and like what sells. I mean, maybe some of them are just like oblivious to this, but if you're, let's say, Aaron Gossage, and you're getting to put your name on popular Discraft molds, that is a cozy spot. And unless a competitive deal, because leaving doesn't happen unless you have somewhere to go.
Correct.
And that's where I just keep getting lost in this free agency market, because like there are companies who would probably. Maybe they're not looking to sign somebody, but if the right name came available for the right price, they would. But I don't think Gossage is that name. And so another company has to come in and give him an offer that is going to guarantee money, because if the deal is contingent on disc sales, like I guess you can sucker somebody in. Like let's say you are like, I don't want to slander these companies. Let's say you're Dynamic Disc. Dynamic is not moving plastic at the rate that Discraft is moving plastic. Okay. And if their deal is both contingent on moving disc, but Dynamic has a higher ceiling, right? Well, we're going to pay you up to $100K, whereas Discraft's only up to $75, but both are contingent on moving plastic. As a player, maybe that sounds great, but the plastic has to move. And that's the scary thing is like, you're right. I mean, getting to put your name on Raptors and zones and all that, like it is a really, I mean, it is dramatically easier.
Your tour series alone.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if you, like, because I think Gossage is on the Raptor, right?
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah,
that's another thing that is, I think, going to be tough for, and I hope players realize it, but I don't know if you always do, of like, what is the amount of the Raptor moving because of Aaron Gossage and the Raptor moving because it's a Z-Scroll Raptor. Or even Adam Hamez with the zone. I don't know if he's still on the zone, but he was.
He is.
It's like if you're the guy that lands the Tour Series zone, never leave.
Not to mention,
because that is a guaranteed paycheck that you don't have to do jack squat for.
And not to mention this. Oh, Adam Hamez, you won? Here's a confetti zone, and you're going to get another huge paycheck. Like, oh, you won this year on Discraft. You got your mold, or a mold, in the first time it's ever been run in confetti, and the retailers are going to all gobble that up too. And that's, I mean, a humongous bonus. I can't even imagine what some of these players got for a bonus from those confetti victory series.
Yeah, because it's the first time it was run, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot to be said about wanting to be on Discraft. That's why, like, when I hear about players leaving, I wonder who's scooping them, and I think to myself, man, like, the offer that they got to stay must really not have been desirable.
Yeah.
Or pride got in the way or whatever. Because, like, I mean, I get it. I get that there's a lot of players on the team.
We can see it 2020 from the outside.
Yeah.
But we'll use Hamez with the zone. Okay? Although I think if your name's on the zone, you probably can read the writing on the wall of, like, this disc is moving because it's a zone. But let's say you can't.
Okay.
And you think, you're offering me that, brother? I sold 100,000 Tour Series discs.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the hottest commodity on the market.
Yeah.
Like, again, I don't think Hamez thinks that, because I think he can probably understand, like, it's a zone.
Yeah, the players know that getting a certain mold is better, right?
Yeah. But, like,
have we done that yet?
But you know what I'm saying, though. Like, I think some people can realize that, because even, like, Dickerson had the buzz. I think he might still have the buzz. Like, those are things where, like, that's just, you just struck gold. Do not move, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Although Dickerson, speak of the devil, I think he is up this year. And the interesting one with Dickerson is obviously he signed the 4-year, I believe it was $1 million deal.
He's up?
Yeah.
Oh,
because he was getting $250K a year, and then he's not getting that again.
He might be near the top of that list.
Dickerson is a player that I could see. I'm gonna be straight with you. Is
he a ride off in the sunset?
I think he could ride off in the sunset.
He could be,
because if you look back,
he loves
into history,
disc golf though.
I'm saying ride off in the sunset as you have to look at pre the Discraft contract and post Discraft contract. What was Dickerson doing? And so it's like, what was he actually choosing to do, and what is he doing because he was making $250K guaranteed a year? Yeah. And pre the Discraft contract, the dude was an A-tier merchant. This guy made a living staying basically in the little radius around Tennessee. He would play the Pro Tours over here, play the East Coast. He didn't fly. He never went to the West Coast, and he didn't go to Europe. And the dude was doing just fine.
Yeah,
so that is something where that could be a situation where we see a Dickerson quote-unquote retirement from the Pro Tour, where it's like, I'm going to go back to just mopping the floor with all these local guys at A-tiers, play the east side of the Pro Tour, and I'll be home in Tennessee a lot more.
My perception of time is just getting really screwed with because the idea that he has played out 4 years on Team Discraft is breaking my brain.
Yeah, he won Champions Cup the first year he was with them.
That is crazy.
Has he won since then? Like, how many wins did he get on that contract?
I just remember that.
I look at that contract and I think, that just didn't quite pan out.
I just remember that horrendous stamp on the buzz.
Remember the buzz.
Like, 2022 is his first year.
That one was a tough one.
Let's see. So 2022, he won the Open at Belton, which was silver.
I think that was his last year getting wins.
Champions Cup. Since Champions Cup,
nothing.
Just A-tiers.
Yeah, I don't think it got what they expected out of him.
Won the Ballard Bedford 2023.
How much did he make the year that he was just kind of like roaming around the A-tiers?
So that would have been 2021. Probably
he
been the last time.
He still played like a lot of tour events.
Okay,
2021, but I think this is the year he didn't go west still. Yeah, because the whole middle stretch. Yeah, he basically played
the
up
beginning
to
of the tour,
Dynamic Disc Open,
tour.
And then he would pick back up at like D-Glow and play in. Yeah. And that year he made $49,000 on tour in 2021.
Yeah. That's nice.
Because like I said, he just mopped the floor with a bunch of A-tiers.
Yeah, I think Dickerson. Yeah, we didn't talk about him, but I really think that could be one of the guys going. Like there.
But with Dickerson, like I said, I don't necessarily, unless he goes back to Prodigy. Dude, maybe now that Will's in charge,
I think we bring him home.
He rides home to Prodigy,
home, baby.
Yeah,
that could happen. But
put all your doubloons together and somehow get him in there.
I genuinely think wherever he goes, I think Dickerson steps back. I think he just settles back because, in my opinion,
he's been doing it a long time.
I think also the reason he started going west was he got the RV and $250K a year, and it's probably like in his contract, hey, if we're doing this, you got to go west, you got to go to Europe. And it's like, if he doesn't have that anymore, is he choosing to do that? I don't know.
Well, obviously, he is a homebody. Like, I know he said that before, and like him and his wife built a cool house in Tennessee, and like they like to be home. But also, he doesn't have any kids at the moment. It's like him and his wife travel everywhere together, so they have a functional situation. But I think
she somewhat works for the Pro Tours. Well.
I think he just likes being in Tennessee and at home, which is like, I get that. I would too. So you're right. I could see him going back to his old model and being like, you know what, still going to bring in some money. But like in that model, I could see him.
Well, what did he do this year?
There is a world where he, like. It really, I think this comes down to, will Discraft offer him a spot, keep his spot on the elite team? Because if they do, I think he stays, because you're right. Like, if they're going to give him the buzz, you'd be a sucker to turn that down. But if they don't, if they're like, hey, man, we're going to open up a spot. Because, like, he was still a good player this year. He's just not really getting, like, wins or contending for wins enough. Like, he's not the guy that maybe they thought they'd be at this stage.
Because, if you go, now 2021, did he win USDGC? No, he won in 2020. Because I'm thinking, like, since 2021, 2022, he made $54,000. That was his first year at Discraft. Since then, he hasn't beat the $49,000 in 2021.
He's not been that guy.
Playing a full tour.
What were his best finishes this year?
On
tour, at least.
On tour. Let's see. Elite Series. He had a 5th at Idlewild. Makes sense. He just came in 2nd in match play. So he just made $7,500 there.
A 5th, a 6th, a 7th, and then some 10ths. Like, yeah, he had some good finishes, but like I believe he was in the Tour Championship, right?
Surely.
I believe he was well inside the line.
Let's go by date. Pro Tour championship.
Yeah.
Came in 10th.
And like
Pro
that's
Tour
a
championship.
success. He's not a bad player, but he obviously he commanded a big paycheck when he moved over.
Yeah. Well, because he was coming off of a major win. It was. I mean, he was a big deal.
Yeah,
Like,
there was a time like let's give him his flowers. Like in 2021, when I was first working here, and we were talking about the automatic guys, it was Paul, Rick, and Dickerson. He was the other guy, and then Calvin would enter that conversation.
You do question if Dickerson went back to Prodigy, is he all of a sudden a threat?
I just want to see it, man. I would love to see like Prodigy, like they're struggling to make noise right now, and I would love it if they could get the gang back together, man.
Who else is the gang? They get Dickerson back. Who
you
else?
get Kat at the end of her career.
Her contract's
She's
up this year.
You get Kat. You got Dickerson. Bring back KJ, baby. Bring him back.
No, they just lost him.
Bring him right on back.
I don't
Bring the
consider-
boys and girls back together.
I don't necessarily consider KJ as like a OG.
I don't either.
No.
Do you consider
For me,
Yuli? Because
the other OG guys. No, bring back
Yuli's-
Nico.
Nico. You
got to bring back Nico.
No, in my head, when I think of Prodigy, I think of Big Germ, Paige Pierce, Chris
Germ.
Dickerson, Yuli, Katrina
Oh,
Allen.
Yuli's a good one too. But he's not
Yuli's
going
not
anywhere.
going anywhere, and he shouldn't go anywhere.
But you also think of like
Captain Yuli.
Rick. Like can't get him.
See,
back.
I don't. Rick's not only brand Rick is synonymous with me is Latitude 64.
Yeah, for sure.
Really.
The rest of the brands.
Yeah.
mean
Oh
nothing.
no, I think of him more as a Prodigy guy.
Really?
But
because that's when
Trevor started.
Aviars, he was an Innova guy. Just happened to
Yeah,
Prodigy.
that's just like when I
But
was
Trevor also
introduced
started
to him.
earlier, so
That's
he was
true.
introduced.
Well,
to
Rick's
Rick as-
dominant era was Latitude 64.
Yeah.
That's
when he
the
won
Ricky
both his
era.
world titles. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Ricky era.
I honestly, and I say that like most synonymous, but really with Rick, I don't consider him super synonymous with any brand. He's just floating
That's what I'm
around
saying.
a lot.
Latitude's the only one that I like. If I think of Rick, I still think of Latitude.
Get the gang back together, man.
It'd be electric.
Get some good M2s and M3s out. Figure that out and get Dickerson.
Just
flipping.
ask what Discmania did with
We
the
still have any
Glacier.
of those?
Do you think they
those
could buy
good
the
M2s?
Glacier mold from Discmania so they have a good M2 mold back? Maybe that would be something to look into.
goodness.
That was so funny because I literally just thought, didn't we just get a Prodigy disc game that felt awesome? And then I remember that it was the Glacier.
Glacier.
Yeah.
Great
with it.
flyer.
We have got some Prodigy in lately that does feel really good.
No, Prodigy.
They still have good discs.
Prodigy
Yeah.
is really like. I mean, their Halloween stuff this year was phenomenal.
They're
it
just
did
not
feel
making
really
noise right
good.
now. They
They're
don't.
not
They
making
don't have any
noise.
aura.
Some of their fairways have started to feel really
But
good too.
they're making the right choices, right? They dumped their pro team, which I know doesn't sound like the right choice, but they dumped their pro team so they
dumped their
they
pro
bumped
team.
their pro team so that they could work on what they need to work on. Right?
They're figuring it
they've
out.
been getting a lot of feedback and being like, hey, what do we need to figure out? And they've put their head down and put Will Schustrick at the helm and they're trying to work it out. And their plastic is feeling a lot better. My imagination is that they're going to get
They've also
that.
got some of the best stamp designs out there.
That's what I'm saying.
They
I
got
feel like
really
they're
good
going to get
stamps.
that stuff figured out and then try to pick up a pro or two and be like, okay,
Yeah.
now we're fixed. Let's try to get back
say we-
competitive and try to get back in the market.
You gotta
Which
get
I
back
think that's
to
the way to do it.
They got to go
Right.
back to like the grassroots, man. They got to just dominate the Southeast again.
It used to be you go into Tennessee or Georgia and
Yeah.
everyone and their mom. That Zach Melton needs to go back to Prodigy.
Oh, there's a good one. Yeah.
Melton needs to be back to
Lance
Prodigy.
Brown. He's still there.
He's still there. He never left.
Ah.
But you need to dominate the South. Really, we just need to get Schuster playing events again.
So true. So
Yeah,
true.
because it used to be legitimately though. If you went to a like Tennessee, some parts of North Carolina, Georgia event, everyone threw Prodigy, and it was presented by
Dude,
Prodigy.
we just need to
And we
do
gotta
that
get
with,
get Old Blue back in Hunter's bag.
We gotta get, especially when
She's
some
gone.
of these players get a little bit past their disc golfing days. Like we need to get a podcast that's just like some of the like. We need like I want like Schustrick,
OG hour.
Schustrick, Feldberg, like Nico, like all these guys around a table, just blabbing, just whatever they want to say.
I kind of want to put some Prodigy in my bag now. Now I'm just thinking through what
And
am I
I
going to
get
put in
warm
there.
feelings.
I
get
know.
warm feelings.
The-
and I think about myself flipping over that PA1 in college, like, oh, you got to fade, please.
my PA3 that I just put back in my bag.
Yeah.
Sorry, Konner Shaman, man, rest in peace. It might be the greatest throwing putter of all
That's
time.
fricked, dude.
I'm just saying that 2014 PA3. They don't make them like
Hey,
that
man.
anymore. So that's good news for you,
stick
Con.
with you,
That's
bro.
good news for you. They
Love
don't
you,
make
Trev.
them like that 2014 PA3 anymore. But oh my gosh, you should have seen me pure in lines with it this weekend. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. I parked hole 3 at Independence. Pinned it. Almost
Were you
got a
gonna-
leaner.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, you said you should have seen me this weekend. And I was going to make a joke about at Independence, but I was going to make a joke because you self-proclaimedly were.
I bogeyed the first 5 holes. Yeah. I shot a few under after that. And all thanks to PA3.
Oh, well, there you go. It was your
After
saving
that,
grace
everything
out
I got
there.
back was from the PA3. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Sorry,
but
man. I hear it whenever I think about that shaman go out of your bag. It brings out an ugly side of me I don't like. So just
I
camera off
tried
me,
it.
Sai. Camera
Has
off
that
me,
video
Sai.
come out yet? I don't have
Which one?
Get off me,
Me losing
Silas.
to Shaman.
The what?
No, that comes out tomorrow.
It's not a like. It's that wasn't the whole punishment of the videos. The video
dude.
actually didn't even have
that
a punishment.
video is
You'll understand when you see it.
outrageous, and it comes out tomorrow.
You'll understand when you see
Talk
it.
about-
but that doesn't really spoil anything.
Talk about some guys trying to find themselves out there. Goodness gracious.
Oh man! All right, Disc Golf Pro Tour Match Play Championship went down this past weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina,
Queen
at
City.
Hornets Nest. I
Was
really
good.
enjoyed. I every time they go back there, I remember I really like Hornets Nest.
I never really had a problem with Hornets Nest, but I think it's more entertaining to watch than Nevin.
I love. The
Oh yes, absolutely.
I like
So-
the front nine of Hornets.
Yeah,
Nest.
the front
back
nine
nine turns
especially.
into Nevin a little bit.
It does. The front nine, like there's some like holes that are, like you think about Paul Macbeth tapping out 2012.
Yeah.
Every time
You
I would
know?
play Hornets Nest whenever I lived in Charlotte, it would be like I would be there at the front nine, and be like, why am I not here every week? This is
Yeah.
awesome. I get to the back nine, I'd be like, never mind. I remember why I don't come here every
here
week.
we go. You like go up that hill into the woods and take a right turn,
Yep.
and you never find yourself again.
Yeah, exactly.
You walk across that park or whatever, and it's like this is it.
Yeah, and
We're
you lose
cooked from
you
here.
lose all your
So
good
you had
PBs.
Holland Hanley taking it down over Missy Gannon
so much money
in the championship, and then you had Ezra Robinson taking down Chris Dickerson.
Shout out to our boy Ezra,
in the
man.
final.
That is like
Ezra,
his third win of the
Someone
year.
called it the Big Mac season because he started with a win, first event of the year,
Yeah.
got a win in the middle, and then he finished
I
last
guess I
event of
was
the year
in
with
the
a
middle
win.
in Europe.
Win,
Big
win.
Macs,
Boom!
yeah.
Look at him.
He's
What a
looking
happy
good
boy.
as well.
Look
He's
at that
looking
cutie.
very good.
Life's up for him right
Wow.
now. The man's
Yeah.
engaged. He just
Yeah.
has
That
his
polo
nephew.
is sick,
he just
too.
got Isaac's son was born like
Jed.
in the middle of
Isaac's
of
son.
this.
Isaacson.
Yeah, Isaac's son.
out
And then
Silas.
he won 15 grand this weekend.
That
Let's
rocks.
go,
Straight
man.
cheese.
That rocks.
And he's got plenty of milk
and
to
he's
go
got
around.
all the milk he could ever want.
Yep, the milkman.
Well, a
Goodness,
gallon
dude.
a year is a little bit. I mean, I guess you go through that pretty quick.
He's allowed to buy more milk than that.
Correct.
So like,
Yeah. Well,
but now you can buy a lot
$15,000
more
buys a
milk.
lot of milk.
We are
Yeah.
getting pretty
On
close
today's
to the time
climate.
of year we need to remember to like send him his next gallon.
Yeah, it's almost time.
So
Let's get that
that's-
next gallon on the
we
way.
got
to
to be
him.
paying attention to that.
But
Yeah. Is he getting a bonus this year?
well, he already got the 100 grand.
Like a half gallon?
Man, we
yeah.
gave him 100 grand.
Yeah, but I'm asking like a milk bonus.
A
You
milk
know,
bone?
all he cares about is the milk.
Maybe chocolate. Maybe you know what? Maybe we'll give him a half gallon of chocolate.
half gallon chocolate. Okay.
good
Should I
call.
ship it to him?
Yes.
Yeah,
That'd
no, I
be
think we
really
should.
Funny.
I think we should. Yeah, I think we should maybe ship him a gallon for each win he had. Like I think we make it
3
hilarious.
gallons of milk.
I'm gonna put
That's
a gallon of milk in epoxy so that he can have it as like a trophy and he can keep it forever.
It's very funny. Pretty gross. Maybe you could put like a thickening agent inside the milk that just kind of like hardens it so it stays looking like milk
Here's
in
an
there,
idea.
but it doesn't
We just
turn into
fill
like
it with glue.
a yeah, or like glue.
There you go. Let's just
That's
not
a
use
lot
milk.
of glue. That's a gallon of glue. You got
They
all that.
sell it by
You
the
got glue
gallon.
money like
They
that?
sell it by the gallon.
We're gonna have
It probably costs the
ask
same
Ezra to
milk
spot us after winning.
Yeah, honestly.
nowadays.
Probably would.
Let's look gallon of
the
glue.
economy.
Elmer.
Gallon of Elmer's glue.
No, don't.
It's gotta
don't
be.
get brand name.
Well, let's just look at brand name first. Let's
Ugh.
start with brand name.
Big mistake.
Oh my.
That's not real. That's not real.
Okay, this Michael's is
Yeah, wait,
$11.99.
what is that? That's probably you
$11.99.
probably get like 10 of them.
Got
Case
some
of
Mod-
two.
Case of
a little bit of Mod Podge.
What is Uline doing, brother? Get off that.
Okay,
$11.99 for Elmer's.
We
gallon
can
of
handle
Elmer's
it.
glue.
We can handle it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Washable clear glue, $9.75
We don't-
for
No,
we
2
don't want it
gallons.
clear. We don't want it
2
clear.
gallons for
But we don't
$9.75.
want it
We could
clear.
try mixing the milk with the glue.
4-pack Elmer's glue, $70.
No, we need to break this down a little bit longer. We need to really
don't.
fully flesh out
All
this
right.
idea.
Match play payday though. Both Holland and Ezra took home 15 grand. Second place got 7,500. Third place was
So
4
much
grand.
money.
Fourth place was 3 grand. 2,500, 2,250, 2,000, 1,800 just for showing up.
I do think it's really dumb that they had all this money and they took it away from the other person. But because Ezra won and we love him, I think it's a great idea.
Well, so because this is, I had 2 thoughts on this prior to the match play championship. Right, our initial thought was the Pro Tour championship went down 50 grand. The match play payday is $80,000. Were those correlated? Right, like was it like the Pro Tour
Well,
championship
a
could have went up
birdie
30?
told us no.
But then I talked to someone that would know, and they said not correlated, separate, because I think that the match play events all throughout the year were sold to sponsorships, and then the match play finale was sold to a sponsor, obviously, and I think that's kind of this pool.
Oh, I mean, so many eyeballs.
So, if you think of it throughout the entire year and then here's my take on
Who's
it, right?
watching this?
On YouTube, it was about 60% of views of a normal Pro Tour event live. The
Okay.
first round live. It was about
Respectable.
60%,
Respectable.
which was about 30% more than I expected.
Yeah. I would say.
Because this event didn't have much pop,
No.
right? Like, of course, why would? But here's my take on it, right? is I think that this event, if it was sustainable for the Pro Tour, if the sponsors are happy and all of that, it was fun to watch. Like, because match play did give you highlights. Like, AB banged a huge putt. Ezra in the final round hit a huge putt. Like there was, because like if you don't run the putt, you lose the hole. So like it does at least bring that side. Like, it's entertaining to watch. It's disc golf, and the players get a nice paycheck at the end of the day. So it's like, if it's now there was 10 people on the ground, so maybe next year it might be in the best interest of the Pro Tour just to not sell tickets, so then you don't have to judge their ticket sales.
I think
Because if not, the drone shot, or at least kill the drone shots. No point in going up in the sky when it's like, are those just the players in the caddy, or is there a gallery there? I don't know.
Yeah, match play is fun to watch, and they've tried to make a match play thing work and keep failing. I think the biggest thing they're missing, and we'll see what happens. So President's Cup, I guess, is kind of in limbo. I don't know if
it's a part of the.
Is it going to be a part of the Europa Cup?
Well, yes, because the European Disc Golf Festival still exists, but it leads up to the Europa Cup, and the European Disc Golf Festival, part of that is President's Cup.
So in my opinion, I think that the President's Cup is a huge whiff each year because they make it a pregame event to the European Major. And I think if it stood alone like the Ryder Cup does in golf, right, where they put it at the end of the season, everybody locks in on it, and there's like all this national pride, I think it could get more attention. So I think it's kind of a bummer. Like, I think the best chance match play would have would be as part of, like, I think you could literally copy the Ryder Cup format where you have 4-ball match play, singles play, like do it that way. I think if you could get people behind that, it could actually be a lot of fun.
This should just be President's Cup.
I wish it were. Yeah, I wish this end-of-the-year event were a USA versus Team Europe standalone event. I think you could get people interested in that, in the national pride. I think they already would. I think the reason President's Cup is held back is because people are already gearing up to watch the major, and they just have this like, oh, look, there was President's Cup right before. It's happening not on the weekend, right in the middle of a work day. I think if all year long you're hyping up to this, who's making the team, right? That's who's going to be on the Ryder Cup team is a huge storyline. The European team keeps getting better and better at disc golf. And I think at the end of the year, you have one play that features match play. It's not exclusively match play. And you ran it USA versus Europe. I think it would be a success. But who's to say that's for the Pro Tour to do? And right now, there's no point because the President's Cup
Thoughts on, okay, we do the same pool. Maybe we even keep a similar format. But this is the Manufacturer Cup.
That would also rock.
So, like, throughout the year, you have, like, okay, you have to qualify. So you have, the top 4 teams get in or whatever. But throughout the year, how you qualify isn't necessarily tour points, but it's like Team DGA versus Team Discraft pre-Music City Open. And they go head-to-head in the winter rank.
Time. I think that,
and then you finally get here, and it's just doubles. You have some match play. You have whatever. And it's each team fields like 2 MPO, 1 FPO, or 2 MPO, 2 FPO, and go head-to-head. And the winners, you have the same purse. And basically everything's the same except for fans would get more involved in a Manufacturer Cup than match play.
It needs to be different, right? Yeah.
Well, because again, I mean, if you don't think that's true, go tell a Discraft fan the zone sucks, or go tell a gyro fan their technology isn't real, watch what happens.
And with this match play too, and like, there were good players in this event, but at the end of the day, if the finals matchup were Paul Macbeth versus Gannon Burr,
sure,
probably would have had double the views. So that's kind of predicated on that as well. But yeah, I just think I would be really surprised if they bring this back exactly how they ran it, because I can't really consider it like, it's not that it maybe was a complete failure, but there just has to be better use of resources and time, I would think.
Well, it's more how much. I could see them bringing it back because again, my stance on it is like, if this didn't take away from anything else, if this match play throughout the season and this match play finale, purse, all of that stood alone and broke even, success.
Well, it at least took away from their time, though, right?
I'm factoring that into the break even.
Well, that's what I was,
like if you were able to pay everyone, and like I agree, but with $80,000 on the line, you don't think like if we had lost $10,000 on this, you don't think the purse is $80,000. Because no one says the sponsorship has to go directly to the purse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you'd think.
So if the purse is this big, in my mind, that is a sign that this was successful in some way, shape, or form for the Pro Tour. And if that's the case, and it's a standalone thing, so it didn't take away from the Pro Tour Championship, it didn't take away from any other purses throughout the year, they sold this separately to sponsors, and they're able to sell it for sponsors for $100,000. And maybe they're also factoring like, hey, we were able to have a net 25% increase in people that stayed with DGN for November over last year because we put this 2 weeks into November
that
instead
could
of
be part
canceling
of it.
December. Maybe they factor all of that and they're like, hey, as much as this event didn't have pop, it was a success. Then I think it's fine because, yeah, it's freaking awesome for Chris Dickerson to win $7,500 and Ezra Robinson to win $15,000. Like, for players to get paid like that at the end of the year, that's a great little bonus going into the offseason. So
They're
like
not mad about it,
if
that's
that
for
can
sure.
exist, I'm not upset as a fan if it didn't take away from anything else. Because like it was more disc golf to watch, and just because everyone didn't get all fired up for it doesn't mean it wasn't a success. And so as long as this didn't take away from anything else, I think it's great. I think have it.
He thinks it's great.
So all right,
He thinks I have it.
time for the fan favorite segment, Trevor's Trivia, right after these messages.
All right, so going to be another kind of rotating style game like we did last time.
We
was
liked
really
that.
fun.
People liked that. I saw a comment that someone said, "Good Trevor's Trivia."
Oh, so this is going to be we've done an iteration of this before, but this time it's going to be kind of a rotating thing. I will join as well. So we're going to be going through the alphabet.
Yep.
And you're going to have 20 seconds to name the disc that is on your letter of the alphabet. If you cannot do that in the amount of time, I would hope you don't just blurt out a name that's the wrong letter. You are out, and we will continue forward.
Now, if we get through Z, do we go back to A and you can't rename another disc?
If we get through Z, we go back to A, and you cannot rename another disc.
Ooh.
And then this probably means that, like, I can only think of, like, certain letters. I can
Yeah.
only think of one. So we might at one point just get to a point where it's impossible, and that's
Sure.
okay. It is what it is.
This phrase I'm about to say is not going to help my case in the Connor's dumb part of the comments, but the hardest part for this is going to be figuring out which letter is mine whenever we're going through. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, wait, what comes after?
Just start doing the math in your head.
Well, and I was going to say, even for the listeners, like, and it'll probably help everybody keep track.
Say
just
your
say
letter.
your letter. And
I always
then
just
say
did
your
music,
name.
so the alphabet kind of ends at G for me.
H is next.
I know, but I just go back.
Well, you
to
know,
A.
can we start with Connor so he has
G
A,
sharp.
He knows he has it, and then he has plenty of
Okay.
time to get back to him.
All right,
we can do
Con.
we can do whatever. I can figure
You
it out.
start with
A.
A.
Go ahead.
Animal.
You didn't
B.
say the letter.
Say the letter.
Oh.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
A. Animal.
B. B.
Whoa,
Birdie.
clockwise, brother.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's
Go ahead,
what
Silas.
B. Birdie.
C, charger.
D. Daedalus.
E. Eagle. I got that one.
F. Firebird.
G, groove.
H. I'm trying to think of
20 seconds is so long.
H. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
Oh no.
Oh, Trevor.
I can't think of one.
Well, think of one, Trev.
Come on,
You got
Trev.
8 seconds left. Come on. 5, 4.
Oh, no.
Trevor, come on.
Trevor.
Right
Okay,
now.
Connor, H.
Couldn't think
Oh,
of
I do
it.
H now?
Yeah.
Okay, H.
Well, let me put the thing. I just
Um,
completely went brain dead.
H4.
Yeah, I mean, there's H1 through 7.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about.
I only was thinking Hunterbird, so I couldn't think of anything but
Silas gotta go.
Hunterbird.
Silas gotta go.
Silas.
Edug.
That's what I was going to
Love
say,
that.
Silas.
J.
Oh.
The J from Innova.
For K, I'm going to go... Oh, no. What starts with K? Crate.
Nice.
I can't think of a
What do-
single
I have
one that
L.
starts with H.
L.
Yeah.
Lion.
Heist.
Yeah.
JKLM. The Mamba.
N. Nova.
O. Oh no. What's an O?
Oh, no.
I can think of no.
Oh, no.
Was H was high key
Oh.
harder than I thought. If without the prodigy. Didn't expect that one to be difficult. Time's up.
Oh.
What's an O?
He's at O.
Well, it's
So
Hunter's turn.
the Ohm from MVP.
Oh.
I was thinking orc.
For P, I will go Pipeline.
Oh, no, I have Q. The QJLS.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. R. Rock.
S. Slammer.
T. T-Bird.
Oh,
U.
Tyler.
Underworld.
V. The V-Rock.
Nice. TUVW. The Warship.
X.
Thank goodness that's not me.
I will go with the...
I can only think of one disc.
Ooh, I know
have
one. I got one.
I don't know if
The
it's PDJ approved.
is the
No, there's
the extreme starts with an X, right?
Yes, it does.
Oh, great
Yes, it
job.
does.
Oh, come
I can
on.
think of another one.
Why?
I was gonna say Excalibur.
Why?
That's good.
This one I have no idea.
The Yellow Rose from Lone Star.
Oh, great
Nice.
pull.
Z, the Zenus.
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 Sorry, Zine. What's the? I'll go Zeus. I couldn't think. It's the James Conrad disc. What is it
Zenith.
called?
All right,
Zenith.
back to A.
Good job,
You
guys.
went animal. I'm gonna go Archon.
B. I will go Blue Bonnet.
Nice. C.
What a
Charger
pull.
before. I'll go with the Corvette. The
D.
other 14.
D. Dart.
E. Entropy.
F. FD. 3.
A, B, C, D, E, F,
Just in case somebody
G.
said it.
I had Groove last time, so we'll go with the.
Oh no, not this again.
Gould from Castaplas.
Okay, G sharp. I'll go. I'm just kidding. H. I will go with the H5.
Nice. I. The. Invictus.
J. Jackalope.
K. The Cox Z.
Nice.
The L. The. Leopard.
Oh, M. I went Mamba last time. Mantis.
N. The. What else starts with an N? The nomenclature. This is gonna be the one that ends me. That's sad.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Nord.
come on.
Dude, Tyler hit me with it.
What are some
the
more
hex,
Ns?
bro? The hex.
Hex.
Oh,
is a good
Hex,
one.
yeah.
Also, the
I
other
was gonna
X
say
one is the
Hades.
0 from Innova. It's
Yeah,
X
yeah, yeah.
E R.
It's
How-
all- I was
okay.
thinking of the X-Wing.
Can we think of some more N's?
yes.
Can we think of some more N's? Because I'm just blanking on
Nord.
The Nomad.
it.
Nitro.
Nomad. What's a
Um,
Nitro?
MVP.
Oh.
Not a lot. Not
Yeah,
a lot.
that-
in the
okay,
end.
Nautilus.
I just
There-
need to.
there are
So it was
couple
a
tricky
proper
letters.
difficult
Yeah,
one.
you
It was
guys
a
went
proper
on a
difficult
great
one.
roll though. That was very impressive. There are some letters where it's like I could name a billion, and then I got the H, and I was like, what the heck?
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we had our Heiser Club Championship
That was
this
fun.
past weekend. If you don't know what that is, basically all of our annual members on the $10 and $20 tier from our Patreon. If you join annually, even right now, you'll be invited to next year's Heiser Club Championship, but you got to join before January on the annual member $10 or $20 tier. You get an annual disc, you get access to the Patreon all throughout the year, and you get invited to the Heiser Club Championship, which is free to play if you're an annual member on the $10 or $20 tier. So we had, I believe the final number was 31 players, I believe, and then obviously their family and stuff. So we ended up having close to 40 to 50 people all down here, which was awesome this past weekend. Originally, I was going to do a little bit more of a recap because I thought we weren't going to have much to talk about this episode. But
We always
instead,
find a way.
what I'm going to do is each of you have 10 seconds to give me
Oh.
your one favorite moment of the weekend. And
Oh,
we're
you're
starting
putting us on the
with
spot.
Trevor.
My favorite moment of the weekend is when we got to the final hole of our singles round, and Jonathan on my card said that he was going to run the ace and try to go for the win because if had he ace, there was a chance he could tie for the lead, and he proceeded to chain out right side with a proxy. He literally called his shot, said, "I'm running it hard," and
Dang.
chained out. It was
Wow.
epic.
I can't go next.
Connor, you're next.
I
Come
can't think
on,
of it.
Connor.
Ten.
That's how it goes.
Come on.
Nine,
This isn't a game, Trevor.
8,
Um,
7. Hunter made it a game.
6.
I'll say. I mean, I always just really love just getting to put faces to the names that we read. A lot.
Time.
So,
Silas.
He's gonna kill you.
I birdied hole, 15 at Independence.
Let's
Swag.
Yeah.
I love Connor going to like get in deep, and then Sal goes, "I birdied hole 15 at Independence."
I think my favorite was we played Ripped Revenge round 2, and our card was relatively nice to each other. Like we played Ripped, but then we got back and discovered that like most
Time.
cards did. Thank you.
Yes.
Stuff. All right, Aaron Gossage, your CGC take.
Air high five.
Hey,
Nice.
fair play. That's fair play. Fair play. My story did have to know with playing by the rules and knowing the rules and how to use them in your advantage. And so that Connor just did perfectly there.
He did. That
Yeah.
was a
Well done.
wonderful, wonderful spite back.
Aaron Gossage, USDGC take
Speaking of
update.
spite,
I'm gonna have to hold myself back here. I can feel it.
So here's what I'm.
I
gonna
don't
do.
need to say anything because I feel like it's out. This is just like
Basically,
It's out there,
a
you know?
source
Yeah.
from US Disc Golf, we're going to keep him anonymous, reached out to fill in some of the missing details. And why I think this is important is, A, we had some of the information wrong, and so did Aaron Gossage, on what pros are allowed to do and not allowed to do. And so I think that's important because a lot of his points he made against the USDGC aren't even valid. So the first thing to hit there is pros can practice Winthrop Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. They have practice rounds available after the competition for AM doubles on Friday and Saturday, and after the Monday qualifying rounds on Monday, and then Sunday is a completely open practice day, and this is communicated to the athletes through their normal communications. So first off, the saying that you couldn't practice Saturday, Sunday, or Monday leading into the tournament, false statement. You could practice, and
False.
Sunday was also completely open. So you could book tee times all those days. So now we have figured out also, this is the story from US Disc Golf side of what happened, of why they think that they probably said this is an F-tier tournament. And I'll be straight with you, makes a lot of sense because we couldn't put our heads around it. This makes sense. So
we basically called that there's a situation like this.
yeah,
going
we
on.
said
Yeah.
something happened outside of the tournament for you to say F-tier tournament on the best run tournament I've ever been to.
Yeah.
I think we
So-
just need to read this side of the story and just leave it up to the comments.
You're right, because there's not much that you
there's
need,
not really
that
much
needs
to
to be
add.
added.
So this is
It's
what
very
was texted to
self-explanatory.
me. Take it for what it's worth. On Saturday, Aaron and Ezra decided to jump in at Winthrop between the lead card and chase card of US AM doubles to film their practice round. They justified it by saying the AM doubles group said it was cool and that we didn't tell them they couldn't practice, which was not true, proven by them being the only ones that had any issues. They were asked by one of the volunteers what they were doing, and when they came to his hole, they basically was asked like, hey, can you get off the course? Because they didn't book a practice round, and they essentially told this volunteer to mind your own business, which is a volunteer, again, I won't out him, but they knew who this volunteer was. Very high profile
Broke my
person
heart.
in
Broke
disc golf,
my heart.
we'll say. Someone that I made me a little upset they said anything to him. Anyways, basically told him to mind their own business and kept filming, and then eventually they were confronted and removed from the course. And that obviously led to a bad taste in
So
the mouth.
that is
going
US
into-
Disc Golf side of the story.
Correct.
Yeah.
Always two sides of the story.
We will gladly accept the other side of the story if it
Absolutely.
is presented to us.
Absolutely.
I
didn't go searching for that. I just put it
Yeah.
out on Grip Lock,
Currently-
and someone reached out and was like, hey, this is what happened. But I really wanted to emphasize that for USDGC's sake, the weekend before, because we thought that was a valid
Yeah.
point of not being able to practice the weekend before.
Right.
Not even true. You can.
Right.
So now the side of all the details of them trying to film their practice round, who they cleared it with, didn't clear it with, whatever, I don't know. That's going to be a he said, she said. But obviously something did happen. All makes a lot more sense for you to call it an F-tier tournament
Yeah.
when it's one of the best run disc golf tournaments in the world. So
That's that.
makes perfect sense. All right.
Context with the boys.
In
Yeah.
the bag time.
Let's
Here
get
we
into
go.
it, boys.
Here we go.
Team Hunter and Trevor up 1 after the first week. This week's in the bag topic, which is essentially we draft 4 each team, are going to draft 4 of the Mount Rushmore of this topic, if you will. Basically the 4 that you would put in your bag, the top 4. So this week's topic is plastic blends.
Quick call to action for those of you who are dedicated listeners and watchers. Comment down below any prompt ideas you have for this. We have some other
Very
ones in the
helpful.
queue, but we love getting good ideas. And you can be very creative. It just has to be disc golf related, but anything that a top 4 would work. And this year, we only need 8 total picks to be really on the table because we're doing teams. So use that criteria. Comment down below, like the comments that you think we should pick, and we will scope through those as well.
I love this segment, man.
Connor
Yeah.
and Silas, since we'll just let the losing team pick if they want to go first or second
Okay.
each week.
I want to
So
go
that's y'all
first,
this week.
Silas.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
they're
we'll
going to go
get 2
first.
picks in a row then.
I would like to just let you know, Trevor, I didn't do any prep work. Forgot.
Okay.
So just heads off, going off the dome.
I'll also say it is important to note that when we say, I'm not gonna say it. Go ahead.
Which
No,
one?
I don't think it's
What?
important.
Which
there.
one of you
Okay,
is taking the
okay.
I
first
don't think it's
pick,
important.
Connor or Silas?
Do you mind if I do, Silas?
Go ahead.
All right,
Okay.
Connor first.
Did we say what the prompt is?
Plastic blends.
Yeah.
We did say it. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is plastic blends. I'm going to start off simple here. I'm going to say Halo.
Star champ.
Star
Okay.
Star Halo.
Halo Star.
Okay.
Halo
Good pick,
Star.
good pick.
I think that it is the most old Star feeling plastic at Innova, so it feels that. And then also I like that it was their step into the wild mixtures of plastics back whenever they used to just kind of do solid stuff. They kind of entered into that.
I'm
It was
gonna let-
fun. It's good.
I like that.
You go
More
first.
stable.
May I ask a
More
clarifying question?
stable.
I had that one on my
Well,
list.
I'll just
Con.
make my pick, and you can tell me if it's an allowed pick.
You just whisper it to me.
Well, can I just make my pick?
Yeah,
and
you
if
may-
it's
Whoa,
an allowed
whoa,
pick, it's
whoa.
what I
Let
want.
me just say this.
You
if
can
it is a plastic
conspire?
blend, then it is allowed.
I don't know, so I'm gonna just make my pick, and y'all
Okay.
tell
Okay.
me if it's allowed.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
yeah, that's
the
fair.
fused
Yeah,
plastic
yeah,
from
yeah.
Discraft.
Fused plastic from Discraft.
That is probably the only one here that's tricky.
Wait, what is
Because
that?
it's Z
It's like
fused
the
with a
buzz
Z,
saw.
but it's the buzzsaw in the gear zone
Oh.
in the score.
I think I would, because like overmold isn't a plastic blend. I do feel like that's probably not a plastic blend.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I just if it was gonna be taken, I wanted to take it.
good point. But I would say it's not a plastic.
If it
blend.
was
I'm
gonna
not-
be taken,
I'm
I
not
wanted to
sure.
take it.
It's
I'm not
two
selling that
plastic
one, so-
blends
Okay.
that are meshed into one.
I
so.
assumed that,
Yeah.
but again,
Good- no,
if it was
good
gonna
due
be
diligence.
taken,
Yeah.
I wanted
Good
that
due
one.
Good call,
diligence.
good call.
Good due
Okay,
diligence.
so then if we're getting past that, I gotta think what's hot in disc golf.
I can go first. You
I'm
want
gonna
me
go
to lead off?
confetti. Confetti Z.
Interesting. Okay.
Trev?
Oh, I forgot. It's like,
I'm gonna take Jawbreaker Z. We're gonna double up.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Sai?
dang it, that was my pick.
Get Rick.
Let me get to my list because I did make a list. Oh, I'm gonna go with the. I don't know if it's exactly called this, but I think you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
The Orbit Splatter.
Oh,
It's
what
like
is
that
called?
splatter
the
plastic?
Splatter
It is
at,
called
You know what I'm
Splatter.
talking about?
It's like
called splatter.
the dynamic disc. Like it might just be
Oh,
called
they
splatter.
changed what it's called. Let me find that for you.
But you know what I'm talking about. The like
one
splash,
like we saw it at like Disc South that like
Yeah.
inside the disc is like
what was
yeah.
that disc?
I had a Justice.
Justice.
They had it on the Fuse. They had it on.
It might be Lucid Splatter.
Yeah, I'm gonna Lucid Ice Splatter with the two D's. Like
yeah,
splatter.
I like that Lucid Ice is in there, Si.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is a fun plastic. Yeah, Lucid Ice Splatter.
All right, Con.
My last one will be very simple here. Crystal Flex. I think it's a very good plastic. That's all.
Okay, I guess it's technically me.
Yeah.
We gotta get. We can't have all Discraft.
No, we need to get.
So
we, need to
we
another
gotta go
direction for
away.
sure.
So I think we gotta go the other heavy hitter. So I'm gonna say
You're right.
particle eclipse proton.
That's exactly. Where I was
Oh,
going. That's exactly where I was.
I need to start
I don't know
making
if
more
that's
of
the
a
exact
list.
name of it, but the particle glow
Yeah,
proton.
going with the speckles in it. Okay, and then I'm gonna round out with Color Glow Champion.
Heck yeah.
I think we encompassed all of the fan bases, and that's also four great blends there.
So then Silas, final pick for your
This
team.
could be interesting.
Okay.
Silas could bring this home.
What
or-
are you talking
or
about?
leave you in the road.
Trevor's doing what Trev does, man. Adding the pressure you didn't know was there.
Is there? I don't know if this is a special.
Doesn't matter if it's special blend.
No,
If
we
it's a-
picked like all.
Yeah, if
special
it's a
blends.
blend that's existed,
No.
and
yeah.
if you just need help with the name, you can just describe it, and we'll get you there.
is the
'Cause you're the only pick left, so
wait, I'm the last pick.
Yeah.
Is it final pick?
so you can talk it out, and we'll help you if you need to get the name.
The
I'm keeping myself from talking because I'm attempting not to conspire.
Fair. No conspiring allowed.
the what's the blue glow MVP plastic?
Oh,
So that's just eclipse.
That's just a different version. Of
Oh,
Eclipse.
It just glows
no.
different
Yeah,
colors.
Yeah,
I can't say that
Good
one
thought
then.
process.
Con, give me some
I
some
can't.
time.
There's
I'm
no
not
conspiring
allowed to.
allowed.
Oh my!
I'm not allowed
goodness.
to.
You already said confetti. You already said Z Jawbreaker Flex.
I can Silas, I can tell you the ones that I chose so that if you feel like
Yeah, which
that's
ones
it.
did you choose?
I chose Crystal Flex and I chose Halo.
I had Halo on my list too.
Halo is very popular. I think Halo could help, and also Halo is really good.
Halo Star is a very good pick, and
Yeah.
honestly, I kind of forgot about it.
Everybody's got some Halo in their bag.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick.
You know what? I'm just gonna keep it simple here.
Nice.
Love it. I like that. for
I'm
us.
just gonna say ESP Swirl.
Yeah,
I
respect
think
that
that's a
pick.
good pick. Silas.
I considered taking that. It was on my list.
All right, there you have it. If you haven't already, these are live on the Grip Locked Instagram and the Grip Locked Twitter account. You can go vote over there. And yeah, Silas selects close out the show. Silas has his disc in the bag. What's over here? What do you think?
Mm,
I'm gonna be straight. I think my line of thought here is I'm just gonna say it. I'm just go. I think it's an Eclipse resistor.
You think his
I think
brain was on
Eclipse. I think Eclipse is on his brain.
Kind of stunned him a little bit.
Okay.
Not gonna lie.
Nah, you did not.
I'm
Can't
gonna
even see me.
I'm going to take a Prodigy A2.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a.
Dude is chuckling, dude. I think I might have nailed him. People thought it was so dumb that Silas gets like cocky. They don't get that it's a bit.
Yeah.
That, like Silas
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
says, like
I
you'll
love
never
that.
get this. It's like, guys, we understand it's a bit.
Yes.
I am gonna go with. I'm feeling Justice,
Just
but
say it then.
I think I want to go with. I'll just go Justice.
Justice. I think it's Star Gator.
Gator.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna-
I was in the right
Basically,
I felt the
Justice.
rim.
What?
I just felt this and that, and I thought it was an A3. And you said Prodigy A, and I was like, she's
Oh.
about to get it. And you said A2, and I was like, oh, I think it's an A3, but it's a Gator.
Dude, Gators are sick.
Great
Yeah.
disc.
Go Gators.
Bring
Go
back
Gators.
Bring back Champ Glow
Swamp
Gators
Chomp.
for real.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gents. That's Grip Lock. We'll be back next week telling you about whatever happens between now and then. See you there.